We're going to talk about maybe the greatest single idea in the Christian life, probably outside of the fact that Jesus is Lord. You ready? Now here's the thing. This is one discussion I think most churches don't have. It's going to be a little more philosophical. I hope that's okay. We're not going to, again, do as much exegesis, but this has been a humongous paradigm shift for me over the last number of years. And it's this simple idea, and I hope you'll track with me. All of us are disciples. All of us in this room are disciples. Now here's the thing. If you grew up with flannel board Christianity like I did, most of us think of the disciples as people that were mutually exclusive to Jesus of Nazareth. But the reality is when you look at the world that we live in, discipleship is not mutually exclusive to Jesus. All of us in this room are disciples of something or someone. No one is exempt from this. No one in this room is exempt from following something. We are all disciples. I think it was the reformer John Calvin. Whoa, a Calvin quote that doesn't come a lot, but it's coming today. John Calvin, love it, it's great. He says the idea of humanity is that the human heart is an idol factory. And basically what Calvin was trying to communicate is that all of us are worshiping something. The human heart is bent towards worshiping something. And what we worship is evident by what we give our time and our attention to, and is clearly evident what we worship by what we love. Now here's the thing, as a pastor dude, honestly, this discussion is so freeing, right? So instead of self-declarations and self-declaring statements about who we are and what we love, I come from the posture through this idea that those things are evident in what we practice. So you want to know what you love? What you put your time, what I put my time, my attention, my energies into, those are the things that I love. If I were to sit down with you over coffee or beer or whatever, over time, I would begin to see what you love and what you worship. It would come out of you just like it would come out of me. And in our cultural moment, some of us are disciples of Jesus. I think many of us in this room are disciples of Jesus. But so are some disciples of things like secular ideas and social media and Netflix on its own. If you weren't here last week, I pride myself on being pretty culturally in tune. I did not know what Netflix and chill meant at all. And I got home and Heather was like, "You'll never say that ever again in your life." I thought it was hanging out, and that's not, just to let you know, that's not what it means. The point is this, we're all disciples of something. It could be sex, government, money, power, politics, brunch, right? Autonomy in our day and age. The weekly kombucha run or pick up at the weekend market. All of us in this room are worshiping something. And man, this has been so freeing for me, especially leading a younger community. You know, you'll hear atheists or agnostics say things like, "You weak people of faith," right? "I don't believe or follow anything." Yeah, you do. "Oh, I don't worship like you weak people." Oh, you worship. You may not worship the God of the universe, but we are all worshipers. What needs to be defined is who or what we're actually worshiping. And this has been freeing for me because it calls us into a philosophy that says every single one of us with this heart, we posture it towards something. And the Jesus community is this community that comes around and is formed and shaped by the way of Jesus, and our heart begins to be postured towards the King and the kingdom.